some may get it, some may sell it, or some may get it, some may give it to you. So when you don't hear any of the JLP here, standard beers here, it is not my doing. It is the decision that they made. All right, but the work, the show must go on. Hello, caller. Welcome to Straight Up.
Yes, Mr. O'Brien, good morning, sir.
Hi, morning, Milton. How are you doing today?
Not too bad. So, your colleague got demoted in hours. See, it's their cut, right?
No, I don't know. I don't know what is the situation. Maybe he had something else doing, and I
think this is a colleague. Anyway,
no, I mean the fact that we're here, I don't know everything. I don't know everything that is going on. But go ahead.
No,
I don't know. The answer to it, I don't know. I don't know.
As easy as that, sir.
But that's what I've been saying, my friend. Go ahead.
Mr. should say that the Prime Minister is stated.
Yes, he did say that. He did say that, and said that basically the popularity had waned, and he also talked about the fact that you have two new person offering them as leading their respective party in Trinidad and in Canada. So although they are incumbent, but there's a freshness there, so they can make a case. But in the case of Mr. Holness, it would be much difficult, especially the fact that he is not there for the first term. I'm paraphrasing in the main, but that's what he's saying. That's why I'm saying that, we're going to try and work and see if we can get our Mr. Espew tomorrow to develop on that.
But that season, all the relation, gentlemen, Mr. Deacon should use social mild word to describe the Prime Minister's status. So the groups are respect to him. That's a mild word he used.
Well, he's not going to be overly bombastic and so on, because you can use words that are not words that are harsh, but it has the same impact, and I believe that the fact that he was willing to put those things out there, I think it speaks volume. The fact of the matter is that and this is what Mark Golden has going for him. Mark Golden is fresh. Mark has never been trusted with leadership, neither at the party level before or at governmental level. So he's asking for a chance to basically show us what he can do. On the other hand, Mr. Holness has gotten 2 stints at the wicket, one very short, and then now he's back for 9 years. So people have some things to look at it. So at the end of the day, it's going to be whether or not the people are satisfied with what Mr. Holness has delivered in the last 9 years, or they believe that, listen, he have gotten a chance and he has basically goofed it.
One thing I tell you, the Labour Party is very short and fulfilling the prosperity. They're very short and it's woefully short. So they are using communication to make up for it.
Milton, stay one place and kind of take your mouth up. Milton, please, just listen, man. Sometimes you have to engage. Hold on, man. Hold on, please. You have to engage your ears while I'm talking, not just your mouth, my friend. I'm simply saying to you that I'm having a little difficulty with hearing this. So I'm advising you. I'm asking you, please, rather, not advising. I'm asking you, please, to kind of hold the instrument a little bit away from your mouth, because you're coming to a little muffled. That's what I'm saying. But you're not listening. Go ahead, sir.
Can I go ahead and answer?
Yes, you can.
Yes, Mr. O'Brien. Can't rough you up, because I want to say the rest of the one on their station, You got a blacklist me longer. They told their friends not to WhatsApp of my call.
We welcome everybody here. Go ahead.
Yes, but in terms of the Prime Minister's status, sir, from rob to riches, that's questionable, you know that?
That's what?
The most honorable Prime Minister's status from rob to riches. According to me, he's coming from a little boardhouse in Spanish Town to where he's now. In short order, what people regard as rap to riches. And you saying both now, you would have said he's coming from rap to riches. So may I tell you, the Prime Minister's status on rap to riches is questionable. Am I right about that?
Well, put it this way: you have a number of persons who posit that view, who share the view that you are putting, that you're putting out there. I won't say any more, and I won't say I won't get any further. But a lot of people are
among them is the Integrity Commission. They have that opinion. That's why they recommended his thing to the taxes for Jamaica and the FID, you know.
Yes. We can deduce that because certainly they're asking for further and better particulars, and as a result of that, they're unable to certify the PM.
That doesn't necessarily mean it's culpable yet, you know. It has not been proven.
Absolutely, and we always take the time to make that point that while we are concerned about these allegations that certainly out there on the PM, we are not here ascribing guilt at all. No.
Yes, but and they had but the thing of the matter with Jamaica, you see, Jamaica, you see the next administration, now wrapping up can't go on, you know. Because Jamaica have a whole heap of things to second, you know, if we want to go forward, you know.
Yes, Milton.
Yes, sir, and it brings me to the FID can prosecute, but the DPP is the chief prosecutor.
Well, the DPP can shut down any. Milton, you asked a question. Allow me to answer. Allow me to respond, man.
No, nothing can go forward, you know.
Okay, cool. You're so correct, Milton. You're so correct, Milton. The DPP is the person who can shut down a case at any time. She can step in. Here she can step in.
And the lower court rule that her tenure has expired, right? And the government appealed it on her behalf. And the court showed the court showed the lower one, right? The appeal, the one
the appeal upheld.
And she has been reinstated. As a human being, sir, if by a smoke in a expression that's our duty, sir, or you be in this parliament, if I don't know what PM this parliament, she go in my yard. That is any sort of bias, no, they know what it is in the public view, sir.
All right, Milton, you express your view.
And the private sector, last Thursday, after the government economic, not big.
All right, Milton, I have to leave you there. All right, thanks a lot.
You always have to go in because
I have to leave you there, Milton. You express a lot of things, Milton. The listeners will be the judge of that. There are some things that I leave alone. I'll just allow you to talk, and the listeners will make the decision. Once you're not venturing and liable or anything like that, I allow you to speak, all right? And you asked a lot of very pertinent questions this morning. The truth is that the DPP, as Milton was alluding to, is really the person who has the power vested in her to stop a case and so on. And, that's that has been a big concern by some people, asking should Paula had basically gone, or should she have really given the extension? But we operate within a jurisprudence, and the appeal court, basically said, listen, she should stay. The truth is that I think it's sometime this year. It's around about September or so, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Mrs. Llewellyn will reach the extended time that was given to her. She'll reach that extended retirement period. So, she don't have very long there in the office either. So we watch and see what will come out of her remaining of her tenure there, Do we know that case such as Real Reid, the former Minister of Education criminal case, is now in the court and so on? And, I said last week that and certainly when I was elsewhere on Saturday, we had the discussion and we talk about the judge's rule, what that means. And when they said that the judge's rule in a case when you're investigated, that means the case has been elevated to a criminal investigation. Therefore, you should, or you're allowed to have it not to answer any question without your lawyer being there. And that was the situation that occurred with the Prime Minister when he was being investigated by or questioned by the Integrity Commission. So one could say, the case had reached that threshold. We await to see what will come out of it. The Prime Minister applied for the illicit enrichment aspect of the act to be struck down. So we'll wait and see how that will go. The lines are open. Give us a call, 876-212-9824. That's 876-212-9824, and also 876-462-0919. We're seeing a lot of expression on the TikTok feed here. People are asking to join the program and so on. I'm afraid I can't take you up there, but you have the option of calling through. You can call whether WhatsApp or straight on the numbers that I announce, all right? And remember now that you're on mainstream radio when you call, although we are carrying a TikTok feed, but this is a mainstream program because, as I said before, all of us in media these days, we complement mainstream with social media because it's about capturing an audience or getting as wide an audience as possible, and there are a lot of people who join us on this space. Let me say good morning to Abo, who is doing some human work here, and the feed as we invite your calls. All right, while we await your calls, let's look at some other issues here. Let's look at some other issues. Jamaica Premier League, 6th place still up for grabs. And as we talk about that, let me hail all the supporters here in Jamaica of Liverpool. That's my side as well, and they capped the major prize up there in the European in football. So I want to give hail them in a big way. All right, the English Premier League. All right, so all in all, it's very, very interesting situation here. It's actually election 2025 here in Jamaica, lad we love. And thanks to all those outfits that have been reaching out to me, asking me to be a part of their team for election 2025, the night of the election. Of course, my commitment certainly is to News Talk 93 FM. So therefore, first commitment, right? So if News Talk is doing something and need me here, then certainly you know that this is where I would have to basically give the preference. However, outside of that, the ask is under consideration. I was saying Paula Llewellyn married. Did I say Mrs. Llewellyn? I'm sorry if I said that. She is Miss Llewellyn. No, she is not married. All right, as far as I know. And if she is married, she wouldn't be Mrs. Llewellyn. She would be something else because she couldn't be, well, unless she find her family with the same name. All right, let's go to the break. Suka.
The preceding hour was brought to you by Wellington Dental, 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. Wellington Dental, providing dental care at its best.
With Caribbean Vibe Radio and the Wayne Hall Network. Stick and stay with us up until 12 midday. All right, so Conrad O'Brien here, the fireman, News Talk 93 FM. And, we are making a special plea to Jamaicans to ensure that you participate in the democratic process and go out and vote. Encourage everyone to go out and vote to protect the democracy. We can't tell you which party to go and cast your vote for, but certainly examine what is taking place, and we urge you to go out and vote. Conrad O'Brien, the fireman, saying that to you again. Respect your democratic right. It did not come easy. Our foreparents fought for it. All right? So, please. Indeed, the lines are, well, we are going to engage Collin Bell for a few minutes. Collin Bell is the deputy spokesperson and culture and the creative sector for the People's National Party. And of course, we just had the Carnival, Jamaica Carnival 2025 just concluded yesterday. And, we want to talk to Collin a bit about that. And on both newspapers, for the Gleaner and the Observer, the headline similar. The Observer is carrying Carnival's big impact. And the story goes on to say, despite not yet being able to give a final dollar figure, Carnival 2025 in Jamaica has had an enormous economic impact. Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, Olivia Babsy Grange, has said. Grange told the Jamaica Observer Sunday that the benefit have trickled down to even the peanut man, and earnings have surpassed last year. All right? And it goes on to say, Carnival this year has made an economic impact. In fact, we are at least 10% above what we did last year, even down to the peanut man. Okay? And he is able to generate an income, and so should it be. And that is why, for me, I believe that the tourism sector should basically open up, not just all inclusive, but we should open it so we see tourists walking through various communities in my little neck of the woods of Greenville, in Manchester, where I'm from, and so on. Just walking through, going through, take people a Bonan and them places, show them the experience, right? And all over the place. We have our guest online, Collin Bell, all right, out of Portland. As I said before, he is the deputy spokesperson and culture and the creative industry for the People's National Party. Without further ado, let me welcome once again Collin Bell to the microphone of News Talk 93 FM, with yours truly, Conrad O'Brien, the fireman. Hi, Collin, how you do?
Morning, Obi. Morning to all your listeners. Blessed after Easter,
Indeed, Collin. Well, Collin,
after Carnival.
Indeed. Collin, once again, your sector that you have always been touting, from all indication coming through from certainly Minister Grange and the tourism ministry, and and based on what we're able to glean, Carnival 2025 seems to be a success, and it is said that it had given the economy a well-needed fillip, coming off the heels of still in the jaws of a recession, because we have not gotten the number that we're out of those, but certainly this would help. It can't do any bad for the economy, but will do a lot of good. Mm-hmm. So talk to us, Collin. What's your take on what you saw? The numbers we're hearing that even the peanut man is happy this morning because they earned some money and so on. What's your take on this?
Obi, there's a saying that says that there's no business like show business. Mm-hmm. And we've been telling this nation from as far back as Omar Davis was Minister of Finance,
yes,
that the culture and the creative industry is really what Jamaica can beat the world at. Mm-hmm. And we have not really taken up the mantle. We have now seen where the PNP is showing serious signs of its seriousness about this industry, and we are seeing where the government is looking, trying to find what it is that we are talking about. And we heard them a couple of weeks ago saying that last year Carnival brought $95 billion.
Hold on there, Collin. Hold on there. And Madam Producer, you probably can verify this if you can. We're getting, you know, that some time ago, the story was all over the place that well-known disc jockey Barry Garden had passed. All right, and we're
Don't tell me that you're getting news now. It's real.
We're getting news now. Re-emerging. I want to get some confirmation on that. We're seeing. I think I'm getting something here from Abo. Say Barry Garden. Yes. Oh, hold on. Maybe I'm reading this wrong. Barry Garden. Yes, with Byron Lee. Oh, okay, sorry. I think I may have gotten that wrong, Collin. I apologize. Let me just hold that. Let me hold that. Let me keep hold that dry. I may have misunderstood something here. All right. Okay, somebody was saying, Conrad, caution. Want to hear numbers. Oh, that's a different thing. Somebody is saying I should caution. I want to hear the numbers in. Again, that is the numbers that whether or not what we're hearing from the minister is indeed correct. But from all accounts, it seems as if it was a successful conference.
Yeah. So I was saying, Conrad, we were saying that last year was about $95 billion worth of activities.
Yes.
Even though I think that's a bit overinflated. However, I know that Carnival, Sumfest, Buju Banton Show, Cartel Show, those shows bring significant economic activity to this country. Jerk Festival, Kite Festival, those kind of events.
So if we're to take what the minister is saying at first blush, Collin, it means that we would have seen somewhere at a minimum at about $104 billion this year, if we're to factor in that 10% uptick that the minister is talking about.
Well, basically, but you know, the good thing about it is that their eyes are now being open after 9 years in government. They are seeing, but they still don't have the full understanding. Because one other thing I want to say to all promoters who have an event that bring people to Jamaica, the next PNP government will ensure that you make money from your event. Because you see
Carnival, the Jamaican Carnival, which administration it started under? Just for the record.
That started under PJ Patterson.
Okay.
That started, I think, in the late 90s or early 2000s with Byron Lee.
Yes,
Byron Lee. There was even a song that says Byron Lee bring Carnival from Trinidad. So it was under the PJ Patterson administration. And the PNP has always been the administration that look at entertainment. However, the culture and the creative industry is much more than that, Conrad. I mean, even this morning we were talking about crusade and convention and
yes.
You have a next one where there's crusade, there's convention, there's harvest. All of those are part of our culture, those spiritual gatherings. People come to Jamaica for those.
Yes, because we were saying that should this be factored
the next part
into
of the equation that we are missing, Conrad,
yes,
is the exportation of this kind of culture. And this present administration don't understand how to export culture.
Collin, stick up in there, Collin. I have a lot of family that live in the Florida area, and what happened? One of my cousins, he is always interested in getting the setup music, and tape and so on. So whenever there are persons who died there, he would basically be playing the music there, start creating a Jamaican vibe. Would that be considered as a part of the export of the culture, and how could we monetize that better?
Yes, it is a part of the exporting of the culture, but you have a man who export. We send up 2 mango every now and again, and send up 2 pound of ginger. And him get $120 or $130 or $100.
Yes.
So that's a little part of the export part of the agricultural society. However, that's a minute part of it.
Yes.
The major part of exporting of culture, Jamaica has never been engaged in it. And what we want to tell the people of Jamaica that as soon as you change direction and put Mark Golden as Prime Minister, we will start a major drive to export the culture of Jamaica, because everybody will not be able to come to Jamaica, but you can bring Jamaica to the world. Very easy, and it will be very, very beneficial to this country. And you hear me talk about all the while OBF making $30 billion US annually.
Yes.
That is possible. That is a reality that I am putting on the table. And every time I tell you about other countries that are making that kind of money are way more.
Good. Just one second, Collin. Let me just say to our viewers and our listeners, we discuss everything here, and we have to look at the money side of the politics. How are we going to grow the pie? And that is where Collin comes in this morning with this discussion, this after Carnival discussion. How do we really monetize the culture and creative industry so that we can now improve our health sector by way of paying our health professional better? How can we improve our education sector by way of paying our teachers better and ensure that we have more comfortable classroom and so on? We must grow the pie. And Collin Bell, the deputy spokesperson on culture and the creative industry for the People's National Party, he's explaining to us how we can do so. Go ahead, Collin.
Right. So with this kind of culture that we have, and I saw an article from Lisa, and I think it was yesterday.
Yes.
Talking about dancehall and how other countries are now making big bucks from dancehall.
Very interesting article, yes.
Jamaican culture. I mean, we have so much going for us in OB, but as the Bible tell you, we are the leaders, we are the people, where there's no vision, the people perish. It also tell you that money answereth all things. And you have some people in Jamaica who don't want to sell the culture, who don't want to export the culture. And I'm saying, in the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty.
Absolutely, Collin. And sometimes
every country something to live off, It's just that some people don't see it. And here we are, as a nation that create what I think is the greatest music on the planet, reggae music, and we are not earning the kind of money we're supposed to be earning from reggae. We are not in the film industry, in screen, as we ought to be, and therefore you have a country like the United States take a whole heap of our culture, mix it with theirs, and they are making $700 billion US annually from the culture and the creative industry.
Abo is saying we need to patent water.
It's not just about patent, because we don't own water. Every country have water. You understand? But when you talk about the birthplace of reggae, the birthplace of dancehall, and you're not owning your skills, you're not investing in it. Because I hear the Prime Minister in his budget presentation said that they are going to invest in the culture and the creative industry. But in the same speech, he was saying that they have to now look back at everything that they are planning to do, because if they go and put money in the culture and the creative industry, they have to be sure that it's going to be beneficial to the country. We're going to get more money out of it. That's a clear statement.
She's also Collin talking about a gallery, dancehall and reggae gallery and so on, which is a part of.
But obviously, what he said to us there is that,
not
the money can make out
she's
of
the
it,
lady.
but me not understand it.
Okay.
When you're talking about reggae, Conrad, I've been telling people that Navy Island in Port Antonio, which is 78 acres of land, we need to turn that into World Reggae Park. Create an island of our music, our culture. That would be a new attraction in Jamaica that people would come to understand reggae. So it would be like a museum, it would be like a reggae venue, it would be a hotel, it would be all of that they are talking about, packed into one island of 78 acres. I am telling you that if we build out that, Conrad, you would see people coming to Port Antonio in droves. You hear about the Walk of Fame, where artists have a star. People just go there to look at a star. Now you imagine an island that you go where the statue of Bob Marley is. That statue would be digitized, that when you step up to the statue, all the history of Bob Marley would be there in a digital format. You can use your credit card to pay, to access whatever part of the content you want from the statue. So you'd have a statue of all reggae icons, living and dead, on the island. All of them digitized. The hotel would be a 5-star reggae hotel. You name the room after the reggae stars and Jamaica greats. Mm-hmm. You legalize marijuana on the island. You have a 2,000 to 3,000 venue on the island where you have reggae shows all the time. You have a top of the line recording studio for audio, and you have a top of the line video studio where you can edit movies and all of these things. So everything in terms of the culture and the creative industry would take place. It would be like also a screen stage where you film all your movies and all of that. So they are just talking now because we are putting it out there and saying to the creatives, ensure that when election is called, you vote PNP because we are going to maximize the earning in your industry.
So hold on, Collin. Hold on, Collin. You're saying that, should I deduce from what you're saying that the JLP, certainly this administration have been there for 9 years and they have not rolled out anything to move the sector in any appreciable way. But what happened, because there is indeed an election in the offing and so on, and the PNP has rolled out some policy position as to how they will move the sector forward, they are now jumping on board.
Definitely.
That's what you're gleaning?
Definitely. Oh. Definitely. That is what we are saying. Because if you as a prime minister is going to say that, yeah, you're willing to put some money in it, but you have to ensure that we are going to get back something out of it. It means you don't understand it. You don't understand it. And therefore, we as the People's National Party who understand it, we are ready to sit down and take questions from anybody as to how we are going to grow this economy. Dr. Deborah Icklin, myself, Dr. Olivia Rose, O'Shane Grant, we are ready because Mark Collin has put together a team that understand this industry and know how to make it happen. You see, over the weekend I hear the Prime Minister talking about food security is now national security. The Prime Minister late. For 9 years we've been saying food security is paramount even when COVID came. I put out an article the 14th of April 2020. Government need to spend $1.5 billion in agriculture to ensure that our food security is looked after. So they are always late on the ball, but now that there's an election, they are making promises left, right, and center. They are promising the sea, the sun, the moon, and the stars.
And you know, Collin, as I outlined, you probably heard me in my preamble and throughout the program where I was talking about Deacon Espute. I heard him elsewhere this morning, and he was making a very cogent point to say that one of the dilemma that will face Mr. Holness as an incumbent is that after 9 years, he is a man who is going back, and he was actually using the example of Trinidad and Tobago and Canada to say that although they are incumbent, but they have new person at the helm that's leading their party. So at least them can come on with say, listen, we have these fresh ideas. In the case of Jamaica, Mr. Holness is not so blessed with that because he has had the trot for 9 years.
And so many things that they had promised that have not been done. But when we look at the economy, OB, and the economy in a recession, and we don't sure where we're going, and we're still not taking up the issue of the creative industry. They are still saying that they are going to do, they are still not doing. And with this industry that can move so fast, because it don't take a long time to get this industry up because there are certain foundations that have already been setting up.
Okay.
Jamaican is already known for this. So when you go out there and you approach certain companies and countries and say, listen, this is what we want to do and here is how we want to offer it to your people. Give us whatever we need to do, whatever needs to be done so that we can start make the money. It won't be difficult.
Yes.
People over the world. I mean, I have gone to Belgium, the largest event I have seen.
Colin, I give you 1 minute when I come back to Rock. I want to take some calls. Let's take the final break. So come. Line is
this event in Belgium that over 100,000 people come out to listen to reggae music. But let me tell you some other events that we can make big money from in Jamaica. If you talk about Carnival, let's look at Grand Gala, Obi. Grand Gala, we should make billions from that. You know what else we should make billions from? And I think at least $1 billion US every year. Boys and Girls Championship. The country should make at least $1 billion US from that every year.
Good.
It have the potential. So we are wasting time, but I said to the people of Jamaica, fret not.
Good.
The PNP is ready, and we have these ideas. We have the know-how.
Colin,
how to get the money into these things.
Colin, I don't know, because this is a discussion that's very, very important, and you know, I would like us to even have people we can feel calls us. So I know you come on campus from time to time. Any morning, any Monday or Tuesday while I'm on that, you're here. You know, I'd be happy to have you in studio with us so we can, you know, discuss it and flesh it out.
Well, we'll arrange it, Obi. We'll arrange it and make it happen.
All right, not a problem. God bless you, man.
Blessings,
Take
brother.
care.
One love.
All right, good. All right, so let's continue to take the calls. Thanks, Marie, for the info. Don't know what is happening there, but thanks for the information. All right, Marie is saying up by Stillwell Road, they're getting just frying and not hearing us at all. I don't know what's going on there. Hello, Marie? I'm sorry. Am I saying Marie? Hi, hello, how you do?
I'm good, my friend.
Yeah, man.
Conrad, it says that numbers don't lie, but figures don't lie, but people...
Liars figures.
Liar figures.
Uh-huh.
You know, I was in the heart of the Carnival yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And what I have seen, I've seen a lot of naked women.
Uh-huh.
And I have also seen where a lot of foreigners were here. Yes. From, hello?
Uh-huh. Yeah, man, now listen.
From Canada and United States and from the Caribbean, Trinidad and all about. Yes, so it was well supported. But I am not sure, based upon the complaint that I'm getting from the different corners that the poor people were, that they have been peanut men who have made money. I am not seeing that, and I am not sure. It maybe could be other places, but I am not sure. I traversed halfway through Trafalgar Road, Lady Musgrave Road, New Kingston, right back to Emancipation, come round, and I have not seen where. What I know, that the sponsors of a lot of things were giving out, those who have different areas where they control, and were giving out a lot of things like drinks and this and that and that. Well, that was success. To me, it was a successful carnival in terms of numbers, yes. And
but you're saying
numbers.
that you're based on the vendors. The local vendors that hold on, Al. Based on the local vendors, I want to get the point. The local vendors, you're saying that what you're getting from those who you encounter with, that it wasn't good for them by way of sales.
The people are moving, they're moving along, right? And those who are the armband, where the people, most of them, you know, they have. I mean, to me, they were so tidily dressed that they couldn't even carry money with them. Anyway, let's move on. Conrad.
I don't know. I wasn't there. I heard elsewhere this morning that, you know, the vendors the local vendors were doing very well. I don't know.
I know you just reporting what you heard.
Certainly, I have to take. So I have to take. I took what I got earlier, and you are giving me another side. So make it play out in the wash.
Okay, my friend. Now, Conrad.
Yes.
Being on that station for the period of time that you are on there, and your listenership keep growing, wide and far. This is a count of believability and trustability. There's two words that I put on some adjective on rather than known. So the believability and trustability, right? If there's any such word. Now, it is across the spectrum when we operate as leaders, managers, and supervisors that those two words really enhances what we do to afford.
Should.
Now,
yes, they should.
Right. Now,
trust and belief is always very important in leadership, of course.
Right. Yes, sir. I'm looking back on the Prime Minister coming to Parliament power while he was in opposition. I saw he took on Azan. Remember, Azan put his hand in his pocket and decided that some ladies and vendors in the spoiling area market were in the sun and in the dust, and that it seemed to be very untidy, and he wanted to make a better place for accommodate him. And it was seen as scandal, and the Prime Minister and his team make local government and everybody make a big thing out of it, and to the point that them said they're not coming into Parliament if Azan is still there. That was how serious they took what they called, it was not corruption, but they classified corruption. Now, they went on and went after Dr. Fenton Ferguson. We all know that Dr. Fenton Ferguson has to be one of the cleanest and most honest person ever enter politics in this side of Jamaica and the Western world. That's one of decent human being. Both his behavior, his mannerism, his integrity, and his honesty is unquestionable.
Yeah, I know he is listening now, so let me pause to hail up Dr. Fenton Ferguson.
Right. No, they went after Doc. That did not create any problem in the hospital, but what has happened, Doc took responsibility based on what they were saying, and until today he's not guilty of anything. But he took responsibility and stepped down under the leadership of Portia Simsimila. Now, I am asking the question, my friend Conrad, based on I heard you on a program on Saturday, along with Marlon and Mr. Tavares and Mr. Rattigan, and it was Collin who hosted the program. And the question was, should the Prime Minister be on the ticket? I have traversed the country, St. Elizabeth, as you know, I go that side very often. And when they heard the interview, and they listened both on their social media and listened to it, they stopped and said, boy, they never did know so the money I think the way they might think, because there's no way could the Prime Minister be on the ticket when, based upon how the Prime Minister was stringent against corruption, the very concept and the very thought of it.
The PM said just the sight, just the resemblance of it, you would be gone. It would be interesting to find those tape.
I have them, Conrad. I went and searched for them last night, whole night. I have them. I'm going to play them. Yes, Conrad, my friend. Yes, I have them.
I'll give you 2 more minutes. I have a few that I want to take. I kind of short on time today.
No problem, Conrad. Now, having said that, the Prime Minister have placed the member of Parliament them on the ground in a very insidious situation in terms of campaigning because of his position and causing people to be saying, you are one of them. And they are not going to support any person who investigated. When the Prime Minister had the time to say, these people who have been called, and some who stood up in a parliament and said they might investigate me for enrichment, they should have told them so they can't run. No, and seek a new leader. No, there's going to be a problem, because if the Prime Minister says he's going to be on the ticket, the people is saying that they're going to boycott the election.
Well, I'll hear what happened. Keep it powdered dry. I'm trying to see if I can get a discussion going, and I'm going for Deacon Espute for more than one reason. I think that he's a man who is in the middle. I think he's a man who is in the middle. I think he has to protect his own integrity. He has always done that, and so on. He's not one who is out there in the politics and so on. I don't know, you can accuse Deacon of being on one side or the other. I don't know how he votes.
Finally, I said it to you. I taped him this morning. I heard him on Power 106, and I taped him and I heard him. Man, Dr. Thing there from up at the university. I think I taped both of them. Conrad, my friend, the Prime Minister said in the first 100 days at his inauguration that there will be no prime minister who will be running for 2 terms. When you run for 2 terms and not a 3rd term, you must not run again for the 3rd term.
Yes.
Right.
All right, Al, let's pick up tomorrow, no?
Let me just finish this, Conrad. Having said that, you are self-incriminating yourself and disqualify yourself prime minister for running. Nobody said it. You said it. And if your word cannot be taken for nothing, let me tell you, nothing that you do in life must be trusted then. Have a good and blessed day, my friend Conrad.
All right, all the best. Thanks for your call, Al. All right, so those are some of the fortunately or unfortunately, which I think is unfortunate, those are some of the heavy wind that the prime minister have going against him, those things. Hello, caller.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi, Maggie, how you doing, man?
Yeah, man, it worked. It fixed. The radio came back.
All right, good. So it probably had a little outage here, yes.
Yes.
Thanks for
I want to commend our investigator, Hal. But sometimes Hal needs to give us a little chance and take a whole heap of time. But anyway, I'm not going to do that. Listen, this thing that the last caller been talking about, Damien Crawford has been speaking on this for the last 9 years. Every chance Damien gets. You
mean the deputy spokesperson on entertainment and culture, Mr. Bell, Collin Bell?
Yes, Mr. Collin Bell. Damien Crawford and Collin Bell, both of them, every chance they get, they're talking about the entertainment system that can make us billions of dollars and put us on the world map, because the rest of the world is doing it. And everybody, I mean, Banzigrain jumping on it is not she. Damien and Mr. Bell, they never let go of it. Plus, before I go, St. Mary.
I chuckled here, Maggie, because I'm seeing something here in the Observer. Carnival hail for bringing awareness to Destination Jamaica. I think that's a ludicrous headline.
Listen, I don't want to know because they're drawing for straw right now. All of them, every one of the gang. I call them the Alibaba and the 40 Thief. The whole of them.
Well, I don't know what that have to do with that. Anyway, make a point. I'll deal with it.
Don't even say it, because everybody's trying to straw to use it to gain momentum. It can't gain momentum. We have been doing it for the longest while under the PNP. But I'm saying that Damien always and Ian always come in, Mr. Bell, come and talk about that. You understand?
Move to your St. Mary point.
Let's move to the St. Mary point now. NWC. NWC need to go to Highgate, Richmond Hill, and do their investigation. They can't be so damn careless. You give some people meter, and you have only out of the whole in Richmond Hill, you have over 230 residents, and you have only 5 residents have meter, and the one with meter is giving the pain and the agony, not getting water and spending too much time. You need to just meter everybody and stop the pussyfooting around, because it is unfair that a person gets $10,000, only get water once per week, right, for 4 months. And the people who is getting, the other people paying a flat rate of $4,000, $2,000, and $3,000, no higher. And yet so she and her husband and another security guard has meter, and their bill is $12,000 and $10,000, and they're not using that water. They get water once per day, right? Every Friday you get water per week. 4 times for the month to get water. And you are telling me they don't have any tank, they fill up the drum, and you're telling me now they're paying more than the flat rate.
Have those persons reached out to the local water commission office?
Yeah, man, and right now I tell one of them that who work near to me that Monday morning, tomorrow morning, I'm taking him down to Marasca Road. And if we don't get any redress at Marasca Road, you go to
yes.
Don't get any redress at OUR, I get them a lawyer. Because NWC is going on with too much
Thanks for the good work you're doing there, Maggie, because it is important. It is important for you to walk. Thanks, Maggie. It's important for you to walk people through these things.
Yes.
Continue the good work. We'll talk.
And the thing is, Conrad, is 2 retired civil servants and a retired teacher. Retired minister Ministry of Finance and a retired teacher, and they're on their pensions.
Yes,
and the
yes.
Water Commission is not helping them. You understand? Okay.
Thanks a lot, Margaret, for bringing it. Water Commission, you have some things there to fix down there in St. Mary, right? So try and deal with that. We're seeing an article again in the Observer where it's saying that crackdown coming for windshield wipers amid rising safety concern. All right, so there are some concern there. I have a good relationship with those that I encountered at the stoplight. Sometimes they came up on you and kind of even frightened you. They just see some things stretch across your windscreen. But there's always some concern there from a number of persons, especially of our women, as to sometimes the crude and uncouth behavior of some of those young men who are at the stoplight wiping windscreen. I remember some time ago, I think it was on the PJ Patterson, where they had basically came up with a plan as to how they were moving those guys from the street and to give them some kind of opportunity or so. I'm unable to speak on it sufficiently. No, but a lot of things were put in place and we'll move away from that. I think maybe we have to find a way as to how we really can get these guys off the street. There are opportunities available through Heart Trust and so on and so forth. How do we get them involved? But then maybe they will tell you that, boy, the kind of money what they make there, because they may make a little change. Maybe they're saying that, boy, we can't get this from that and so on. But we have to fix these, because people must be able to traverse the road road network comfortable. All right. Mocha intensified battle against cybercrime with over 40 active cases. All right. And of course, that's a biggie there. That there's a biggie there in terms of cybercrime. So Mocha is saying that they're upping the ante there. Thumbs up for Exodus Carnival, all right, so, and, Carnival Utopia, Garden of Paradise, all right, so, all in all, we're seeing a lot of lovely ladies, skimpily dressed, and so on, and seeing my friends, some of my friends had a ball yesterday, Condison, a lot of you guys I see are really gyrating and having great fun yesterday. Boy, when I was watching, I was a little bit, saddened that I wasn't in the thick of things, but such is life. Next year I join you guys. Right there. Hello, caller.
Hello, good afternoon, Sir Conrad.
Hi, good afternoon. How you do? I'm fine, thanks.
I'm fine, thank you.
Let me see. Madam Producer, we're sharing the time with Country or just move through? All right. Go ahead, Country.
Yeah. I have a couple points here.
Okay.
A family member of mine had an accident on Tuesday morning. She was taken to the Spanish Town Hospital from about 9 o'clock Tuesday morning. And she did not get a bed until Wednesday, 6:45 Wednesday evening.
From Tuesday and didn't get a bed until Wednesday?
Yes.
She is very fortunate in our country. Based on my experience, what I have, that I have with people who have loved ones that had gone to the hospital, I can tell you that she is very, very fortunate. That's how dire, that's how bad the situation is in Jamaica.
But you want to know, her brother worked with a gas company, and the gas company delivered cylinder to hospital all over the country.
Oh.
That is the lines the brother have to punch for her to get a bed.
Oh, so the brother had to use his influence in order for her to get a bed.
Right. So I'm saying health care in Jamaica, it is worse than anything now.
Well, country, that's that's the experience that people are sharing. You know, the government and in particular Christopher Tufton is trying to defend his tenants X, Y, and Z, but the people are living a different reality. People are really going through the pangs of hell in hospital.
Yes.
And just recently, last week, I think the regional director or the parish director for Maypen, for Clarendon, he came out and he was saying that, boy, he can't talk about the number of men who passed, who died in the hospital. Obviously, they went in with complaint, but I can tell you, a part of that reason for them dying is because of the availability of the service and so on within the hospitals. Very, very poor.
Yes, sir.
Very poor. And I'm not talking about the practitioners now. But the practitioners are trying their best, but they just don't have the wherewithal to do their work.
Their hands are tied. And to make matters worse, they paid for the x-ray to be done. And it have been done outside of the hospital. And from Wednesday morning, the money was paid. And it's yesterday morning she got the x-ray done.
My God.
And no food was provided to her in the hospital. Her family members have brought her food.
Really? It wasn't prepared, wasn't provided, or she didn't want what they prepare? Which one? Because hospital are normally supposed to prepare food, provide food?
No food, nothing was provided to her until yesterday about 2 o'clock.
Boy, you know, I tell you something, you know. Things have really gotten worse, you know. I grew up, my mother used to work at hospital. I know a lot of people who used to work at Mandeville Hospital, you know. And food was always something that used to be at the hospital.
Yes,
right?
My aunt worked at the same Spanish Town Hospital until she retired and died.
So I don't know what is this new situation where you're bringing to me now that no food, no people now get food at hospital. Food was always at hospital, right? So I don't know what is happening. Country?
No food was provided to her. Her family members have brought her food.
Country, I'm going to have to leave you. I'm going to have to leave you now. We catch up tomorrow. All right? Good.
Yes,
thanks a lot. So let me say thanks to our guests for today. We had Deniska Williams and, of course, Collin Bell join us also as well. Let me say thanks to our partners that join us. Of course, Fit FM, Caribbean Vibe Radio, and